Hey guys, these are going to be my nerfs and buff predictions for the upcoming patch 0.1.1, which apparently GGG is making kind of a big deal about, which I find surprising because they've been on vacation for the, Christmas break, and yet here they are, they're like, oh, by the way guys, we're going to be streaming the announcement of this upcoming patch, even though, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. So, I don't know, this is going to be kind of like my wish list / predictions of what we might expect. So, let's get right into it. Got my list right here. Buffs. All right, first things first, I think armor, we all kind of know it. Armor's not very good. It just doesn't reduce a lot of damage, and evasion and energy shield are just straight up better. So armor buff incoming, I do believe that's definitely possible. How they go about that, I don't know. Maybe they'll give more base armor to all of the different armor types. So, like just the different bases will have more armor on them, perhaps. Or maybe they just change the formula a little bit so that the armor is more effective. I'm not really sure, but they'll probably figure something out. Or alternatively, if you're really a pessimist, they might just nerf energy shield and evasion to match with armor, which, yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but maybe that's what they do. Then we've got life regen, or life/regen or leech, so just like life-based playstyle in general. You're a lot squishier than energy shield. This is like tied into the armor type of thing, but it's kind of weird that the bottom tree, like the classes that are in the bottom of the tree, are weaker in terms of like life, sustain, and tankiness, as opposed to the top side classes of the tree, which are supposed to be, the more squishier, spellcasty type, stay at range. And yeah, but no, this is actually kind of squishier. At least like for a lower investment, let's just say. I don't know about like, super high-end stuff. I'm not in the super high-end stuff. I'm only like level 86. This is my highest level character, most played and all that. I haven't played a whole ton, but anyways, so yeah, I think that life can be buffed. How they do that, maybe they add more life nodes on the tree. I wouldn't mind that. They chose not to have that because they felt like everybody needed life in Path of Exile 1. Well, now everybody is just going for energy shield instead. Even if you are a mercenary, I'm seeing people do mercenary and go all the way up top here, grabbing the energy shield nodes here, and then just only having energy shield armors, and they end up with, 5k, 7k ES. Whereas life is being left in the dust. And tied into that, life leech and life gain, I feel, is kind of weak, at least at the bottom area here. There's like a bit of life regen, and then there are some life leech nodes, but there aren't any nodes that actually just straight up give you life leech, so you have to find life leech elsewhere, like on your weapon or on gloves or something. I'm finding that I'm just using my flasks to sustain, which is frankly not enough, but that's just, that's a shortcoming of my build. I will openly admit that. But it would be cool if we had more access to life regen. I'd love to have more life regen. Right now I just have this, and that's all I got. Yeah, so more of that, please. What else could we expect? Waystone map tab. Yeah, okay, so this one's kind of huge. What's up with this? I don't even have that many, but like, where is our Waystone map tab? I know they're gonna give us this map tab, people that already have the map tab in PoE 1. They said that they'll transfer it over, but it just wasn't ready. So hopefully that's ready for tomorrow or whatever, this week's patch. We'll see. It would suck if it's not, but I imagine that that's something that's not too hard to do. So I'm kind of expecting that. Let's see what else we got here. More boss nodes on the Atlas. Okay, so this one is kind of specific to endgame. I find that there aren't enough boss nodes on here. There's like 2 right here. There's 1 here. They're like pretty far, and like the thing is bossing is one of the most fun things in this game. Now I know like people with very endgame builds are just deleting the bosses, and so it's not much of a challenge, but I'm not at that point yet, and throughout the campaign, bossing was the most fun thing to do. So I really would love to see a bigger emphasis on having more bosses on these maps. Not necessarily like every map, but maybe every 2 or 3 maps instead of every like 6 or 7 or whatever it is right now. Yeah, I think that'd be really sweet. Give us swords, damn it. This is like a pipe dream, but swords would be really sweet. I'm missing the duelist archetype. I really would love to have swords. That's like my favorite, I guess, class fantasy. And we just don't have it. We've got like Big Bonk Hammer and we've got Staves, and those just don't do it for me. Speaking of Big Bonk Hammer, maybe warrior buffs, in the form specifically of hammer buffs, I think. Honestly, like, I haven't played too much warrior, but it sounds like the biggest issue with warrior, okay, there's a couple things. Armor and life not being so great, but then coupled with that is the fact that the attack speed of hammers is really slow, and like people are just using their basic attack to do most of their damage because it does more damage than using the skills. So yeah, I think maces could use a buff for sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's by just buffing the base stats of maces in general, just making them stronger. Probably attack speed. Bad map layouts less common. Okay, so that one, yeah, there are so many bad map layouts. Augury, terrible. Steaming Springs, not great. Hidden Grotto, not great. Battle Factory, terrible. Blooming Field, I don't remember what that one is. Hidden Grotto again. Augury, Hidden Grotto, Crypt, bad. Steaming Springs, Mire is so bad. Oh my god. Decay, I don't know what that is. Wetlands, I don't know. Seepage, not great. Augury, bad. Battle Factory, Crypt, like, anyways, there are so many bad layouts. Forge, awful. Abyss, not good. I just want more. This is good. Rust Bowl, I like Rust Bowl. I just want better maps, man. Why are like 2/3 of the maps terrible? Just bad layouts where you go in one direction and then it turns out, oh, there's another dead end, or you just have to do so much backtracking because it's just like a maze every single map. Very annoying, come on. Big bosses more common. Okay, so this is like the Citadel and all that stuff, so I haven't seen a single Citadel, but I don't think I've played enough to like warrant complaining about that, but yeah, if it's more common, that'd be sweet, obviously. What I think is more interesting and more realistic that they might adjust is, where is it? Things like the Breach Splinters and the Delirium Splinters, because, well, I haven't done much Delirium, but Breach Splinters specifically, how do we get to that atlas? Over here and here. How are we supposed to get these points if you've done like 100 maps and you only have like 150 splinters found so far? And you've been focusing on doing Breach as much as you can. I know people can trade for them, and you can trade for like the boss fights, the Breach domain, whatever, and then you go and fight it. But like, is that really the intended gameplay loop? Come on. Instead of the points being locked behind the bosses, I think it should be the points that are locked behind just doing a bunch of breaches. I think that'd be cooler. That would make more sense, because yeah, right now it just kind of sucks. I expect that they could maybe make the stack of, instead of needing 300 splinters, maybe you need 100. I could see that being a solution, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they do something like that, and not just for Breach, I mean like all of those bosses, basically. Strongboxes, okay, they mentioned in their little tweet or whatever that Strongboxes, they've got plans for them because they know they're terrible. So yeah, very curious to see what they do with them. Just make them like PoE1, I guess. Just instant box opens, monsters pop out, you kill them. I don't know why they needed to have this giant delay and just like waves of monsters popping out. Like, it's kind of cool if it was good, but it's not good. So easy to fix, I think. Nerfs, Energy Shield. Okay, I expect Energy Shield to get bonked pretty hard. Whether that's, I don't think they're going to remove it off the tree completely, but maybe they'll make the numbers lower, or maybe they'll reduce the base stats on Energy Shield armors and stuff like that. I could see that happening. I don't know how else they might nerf it, but I expect Energy Shield to get nerfed because it's way too strong. People are running around with like 11k ES, and then, you know, on life you can only get like 2.5 or like 3k, or like I've seen like a single build that reached 7k, but that was like with a ton of investment on a Titan, I want to say. So yeah, Energy Shield. Likewise, Mind over Matter. That is this node over here. This makes it so that when you take damage, you actually take it from your mana pool first, as opposed to just your life pool. Again, same basic issue. You can scale your mana pretty high, and you can get a lot of mana on gear, and then you just end up with a giant pool of mana. Maybe not as much as Energy Shield, but you can actually combine both. So I expect that to get nerfed too. And then linked with that is Archmage. Spark/Archmage. I don't know if they'll nerf Spark directly, they might, but Archmage seems to be the issue, where you're just getting a ton of damage because you can get a ton of mana. So I expect that to get hit. Item Rarity. Okay, Item Rarity, you know, we've all talked about it, we've all seen it. It's all over the place. Everybody says get Item Rarity or else you're just gimping your character, or your loot rather. Yeah, I expect that to get hit pretty hard, in a good way. I want that to disappear. I don't think it's good for the game. That'd be cool if like they just removed it and just bumped the loot up, the standard base amount of loot up, to compensate. That'd be cool. Attribute stacking OP. So I don't have one, but like Hand of Wisdom in action is a pair of gloves that makes it so that you get like 1 to 10 base lightning damage for every 10 int you have, and then like 3% attack speed for every 25 dex or something like that. You just stack a bunch of dex and int, and then you just do lots of damage, lots and lots and lots of damage. You're seeing all the Gemling Legionnaires use it, and then even other classes. You just throw HoWA on there, and then you do like an attack base build, and you just do so much damage. So I expect that to get nerfed in some way or other. I don't know how. Maybe they'll just make HoWA rarer, which would suck, but maybe that's what they'll do. Or maybe they'll just make it do less damage, or they'll make getting attributes a bit harder, which would suck because that would affect everybody. I don't know what they're gonna do, if they will do anything, but it seems really strong right now and it's very popular, and maybe it needs a nerf. I don't know. Stormweaver nerf. Okay, Stormweaver. I have like literally no knowledge about Stormweaver, but it is the most popular ascendancy, and it's because you can go Spark Archmage and do all that fun item rarity shenanigans. I expect that to get nerfed too. So I think everything is going to get nerfed, and they're all going to be related, and then all of these fun like Spark, Archmage, Stormweaver builds are going to be like F tier. I definitely see that happening because GG has a track record of doing the triple tap nerf, you know, and in this case they have like 6 different avenues they could take, and they might take them all. That wouldn't surprise me. In terms of new content, I wouldn't hold my breath. I don't think we're going to be getting much, if any at all. No new act, no new classes. I actually don't think we'll get new classes, no new weapons, no new bosses, I don't think. Yeah, that's my list. Okay, bye. See you. Bye. Subscribe. Yeah, bye.